Hey there, welcome back to the third installment of the Silent Hand campaign. It's now a little later. We are in possession of Norway. We have had a couple of landings at Kirkenes and Alta. Unfortunately, NATO is preparing a counter-invasion at Alta. So it's going to be up to us as K493 to provide defense for a convoy that's carrying critical supplies to Alta. We have had supposedly a run-in with a Norwegian submarine, so they know that we're in the area. There is, however, also a significant air threat and a submarine/surface threat. So not only will we have to control this submarine, the 493, but also a couple of the resupply ships. The resupply ship convoy over here is being led by the Admiral Kharlamov. This is an Udaloy class, which is a great ASW ship. And it is also in possession of a helicopter or two. So that's going to be a very nice addition to my ASW capabilities. Furthermore, we have a combat air patrol in the form of a couple of MiG-23 floggers. These are armed with a couple of missiles, but, well, for longer range missile fights, we might have to rely upon the whistles that we have over here. We also have the Krim. The Krim is a Kashin class destroyer. A bit more anti-air focused, and given its current position in the formation, I'm not sure if it's going to be able to do that much. It does have the SAN-1 GOA with a range of 18 miles, but considering that the Kharlamov is already 4 miles out, I'm again not sure how useful that will be. Let's get those MiGs over here. They're currently going to arrive in about an hour, and they're going to take up cap there. Judging by all of these, and their 31 knot speed, I'm going to go ahead and classify these as hostile right away. Not exactly sure what they are, but hey, if it's coming in at that speed, it's definitely no friend of ours. Do we know how we're getting detected on K93's sonar? Detection and confidence are increasing quickly. Range is 34 miles. There's also one other ship that's doing 4 knots. I'm thinking most likely just a trawler. Probably not that big of a deal. But all of these, substantially more threatening. Now, this formation, I'm going to reorient it. I'm going to make sure it's a bit more, let's say a bit more likely positioned. We have the Ivan Rogov, we have the Filchenkov, and the Ismail. I'm going to position these a bit more closely protected. I'm going to say you are going to line up as such. And I'm going to make my formation a bit more dense. There. Kharlamov is going to launch both of our ASW helicopters. They can also be equipped in an anti-ship role, which gives them the AS-20 Kayak. I'm not sure if this is something that was added by a mod or not. AS-20 Kayak has a range of 70 miles. That's neat. That is quite neat indeed. For now, I think one ASW bird. Looking at a range of 57 miles, that's a problem. Because 57 miles means that we're in harpoon range. So we get detected and we're going to start seeing missiles fly my way. Probably in a hurry. My offensive capabilities are the Silex B, which only have a range of 27 miles, so we're not going to win any awards there. The Krim does not have any long-range capabilities. Of course, we do have the ability to use the Gauntlet in an anti-surface role, but that's only 6 miles. Before that happens, we will most likely see some long-range fights with these ships here. And that's not even counting any air threats. Let's turn the air search on, briefly. See if there's any NATO aircraft already in range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn it off. Okay. These boys are coming in at high speeds, which makes them a bit of a difficult target for my wake homers. Not impossible, but more difficult. Because the ship has to pass the torpedo first, or potentially the other way around. And after that, the torpedo will swing back and try and find a wake. Not great. Do we know what this is by now? Most likely fishing boat. I'm going to say neutral. Now, let's wait for that helicopter to come in, because I also want this submarine to speed up. We now at least have a lot of depth to work with. How much depth do you have below the keel? 1,215 feet. Yeah, we can go very deep here. We can go very deep. The problem is there's supposedly a submarine threat. We just don't know where, we just don't know what. It could be a Norwegian ship at this point, considering our position over here. So, these might all be Norwegian units. In fact, they are Norwegian units. Type. Could be one of those fast attack boats. Okay. Glad to see you, Airborne. Let's go link up here. You carry a helicopter, Krim? You don't. That's unfortunate. I want you to slow down. 1/3. Let's launch that other helo with the anti-ship loadout. Because if I can get like one missile through, that'd be great. And that would probably put one of those things out of their misery. As for the rest of them, if they're all Hawk attack boats, that is going to be a bit difficult to deal with. Because that would put them in the range of what? Like, it's not a guided missile cruiser, it's a fast attack boat. Do they call that torpedo boats? No. What are they listed as? Landing ships, frigates, missile boats, here. Hawk. The Hawks have their penguins. That's the good news. They got a range of only 19 miles, if that is what they are. And I'm not sure. It could line up though, because their top speed is 32 knots. They're doing 31. They're all giving me a fairly similar sound signature of about 22-23 decibels, so it could be 4 Hawks. Which means that their anti-surface capabilities are substantial with those penguins, but their anti-air capabilities are not. Maybe I can exploit that. For now, let's keep our speed, and let's wait for that helicopter to join forces with the 493, drop a couple of sonobuoys, and then we can speed up with the 493. After a bit more of detecting and building our confidence, we have confirmed that these are indeed Hawk fast attack boats. That means they have the 6 Penguin launchers mounted on their stern. So between the 4 of them, that's a lot of missiles to shoot down. I have my helicopter with the anti-ship missiles already on course towards meeting these guys, but it's still going to take a little bit of time. I'm not so sure if I want to send my Set-60... No, not my Set-65. My Wake Homers after these targets. But judging by their capabilities, they might be forcing my hand. As for my missiles, I already have range, so let's send them in. One there. And one there. And now you can go back to base. These missiles are going to have to do quite a bit of journey. I should have just launched this helicopter, launched the missiles, and pop right back down, but okay. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. I'm doing 6 knots, pretending to be something I'm not, which is just like a neutral convoy. And seeing as there's no real time that this mission has, I'm just gonna use more time. In the meanwhile, the Ka-27 is positioning additional sonobuoys here. Not sure exactly about how much distance I put between the drops. 2 miles only, that's a little light. Let's put that buoy out farther. Can't even click this one anymore. Here. Let's spread those out a bit. Okay. You, I want you to change course slightly. These things do have some anti-submarine capability, do they not? No, they do not. Nothing. They got nothing on me. Not even a depth charge. So, as much as they want to, I can easily sink them. All. Really, without breaking a sweat. Okay, that's good. I'm considering sending this Ka-27PL back, so as also to load it up with a couple of anti-ship missiles. I first want to see how well these AS-20s do. Judging by their current speed, they're going to be there in little to no time. So that should ideally eliminate 2 of them, and with that, the ability to them launch 6 Penguins. As for my aircraft, my Combat Air Patrol has arrived. They are running their own radar, yet not finding anything. Which I take as a good sign. Keep you as a patrol. Speed up a little bit. Missiles are 16 miles out, 15, 14, 13. The best these things can do to fight me is fire that Oerlikon at me. Which, well, it's possible. I guess it might work. Really hoping it doesn't. Oh, they both decided to go for the same hawk. Or hawk. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That's unfortunate. It's not quite what I wanted. Okay. At least it should give the Norwegians a bit of a warning about the fact that this is not an approach they wish to make. 3 miles. 2.5. Are you really going to use that? Yeah, there we go. There's the Oerlikon. Not for lack of trying. And unfortunately, that's not enough. Boom. Boom. That's one gone. So we need to do that a few more times. Alright, excellent. Range, 14 miles. You got a range of what? Like 5? 2.5. Okay, so you're not that big of a deal. These things are still racing around at 28 knots, 31 knots. Okay, fine. That's a good start. Unfortunately, we're still looking for a submarine threat, which I think is going to be vastly more dangerous than anything we've seen so far. And potentially there will also be air targets here. That's what I'm expecting. Some sort of aerial targets coming in from Norway. We just have to find them first. As another one of my AS-20s is en route towards a demise of a hawk, I found something else. I guess my sonobuoy net is starting to yield some results. So let's cancel the orders for this particular Ka-27 and pursue that contact. It's doing 12 knots, which is fairly swift for a submarine. We are expecting a Norwegian sub. It's entirely likely that that's what we're finding. Detection is not that confident yet. You can see the confidence rising, but I think a bit slower than I'd be used to. So we're going to develop it by using another sonobuoy fairly close to it. There we go. We did hit one of the hawks there. I have sent another AS-20 with some delay. So I'm hoping that this hawk is going to be dead before the missile arrives, so it can actually strike the intended target, which is the back one. And well. The contact submarine there, the passive submerged contact, is now considered hostile. So we're looking at something. I have no idea what type of target this is. But hey, if it's hostile, we can definitely pursue it. So let's get ready to drop our one torpedo. And then potentially get this helicopter out here again. I have since learned that these helos can be not only equipped with sonobuoys and a torpedo, but also missiles. So I guess, again, maybe it's a mod. I guess I should be going after them with the full ASW, no, sorry, with the full ASHM loadout all the time and ship missiles. Because apparently they can carry everything and still not really be in trouble. This particular submarine here, don't know what it is, but it's hostile, so I'm going to fly over it. I don't know if I have a MAD aboard. No, I do not have a MAD aboard. I'm going to just dip here. I'm going to deploy the dipping sonar. I'm going to make that an active ping, because I want to know exactly where this thing is before throwing a torpedo after it. Coming to a stop. Hovering. We're 0.4 miles out, so we should get a very decent return from this guy. And right now we're not entirely sure where he is, but once that active sonar gets deployed, that dipping sonar, we should be figuring out exactly where it is. It will also immediately alert the submarine to my presence, but of course that's not something that we're really going to be able to do much about. Do we have him on the passive yet? We do. We got him on the passive sonar from the helicopter as well. So now we're going to go and send out a ping. Active, semi-return. Semi-small contact at a depth of 238. Very good. Retrieve that. We have hit the hawk in the back. We've hit this guy just now, so there's one hawk left. Okay, are you back yet? Yeah, you're just closing the hangar bay doors. Don't bother, really, because I'm trying to get that helo re-equipped and ready for another strike. Alright, you guys ready? You're still retrieving your towed array. Sorry, dipping. Yeah, there comes the dipping. Okay, ASW. Sorry, no, and ship loadout, not ASW. Come in from behind the submarine. Reason for this is to make sure that if he does not detect the torpedo, I have a better chance of actually getting a hit. My submarine's still way out in the distance, 12 miles out. I do have set 65, capable of homing after submarines at 8 miles. They're okay, but as long as I don't actively have to pursue anything with my submarine, I'm not going to. Helo coming around, preparing to drop. There it is. Package delivered. Normally they would be returning to base. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just plonk down on the sonobuoy fairly close. Make it a bit of a triangle. This guy does not seem to know that he's being attacked yet. I think he's running too fast at 12 knots. I suspect it's a Norwegian diesel electric, because they don't have any other type. And for 12 knots, that's a lot of speed. Which also means that they're burning through their batteries very quickly. Okay, you're preparing to go again. 40,000 feet. Prepare to launch another in-ship missile. There you are. I have found these Norwegian submarines to be extremely sneaky. And I'm glad I actually caught it doing such a speed, because if this thing was doing 3 knots, I might not have found it. Boom. Lost propulsion. Yeah, it's a Cobham class. Not necessarily a kill, but that'll definitely give them a headache. Still one Hawk coming in. You're preparing to take off. Excellent. Let's go. Throw out one more missile. One kayak there. Good. And now we're going to pursue this contact again. I don't think they're going anywhere, except down. I have enough sonobuoys in the area that I know exactly where he's going to be. So, I don't have to keep this helicopter on station anymore. I want to get it rearmed, and especially prepared for another attack. These guys are coming in with a hurry. They're still way too far. They're still 37 miles out. And again, they don't really have much of a recourse against this particular attack. There you go, the Cobham's been eliminated. Well done, boys. I am going to take over for ASW duties here. Because this thing is still equipped with a torpedo, and this one is not. Also, I've expended half my sonobuoys. I think this is going to be the end of that Hawk. So far, so good, but there's still the potential there for a NATO air attack. Where's my cap? Where the hell are my MiGs at? Oh, here they are. Yep. Good day. Would you like to identify yourself? Does not respond. Speed, 439. Altitude, just about the same as we're at. He got hit. He's toast. Okay, so we're going to have to pursue this one. Lost him on radar. That's interesting. Maybe because we're not pointing directly at him. There you go. He's a medium size. Could be anything at this point. Range, 13 miles. We're approaching at 534. They're doing 439. We should be able to engage this thing. We had him on visual. And now we don't. Seeing as in the last couple of missions I have been able and unfortunately willing to engage some neutral airliners, I want to know what this thing is first. Before I engage it. But seeing as it's not using a transponder of any kind. And it's... Oh. Okay. Okay. I stand corrected. That's a bastard. We are at 8 miles. Send this. He's launching. You... What? What the hell got you? Did my missile get you? No, it didn't. So what did get you? New visual contact 701213141516. Yeah, that's all the missiles that he's spotting, but those missiles are coming off of that B-52 there. So they're not exactly where they think they are. If this thing is actually launching harpoons, there's something telling it where to shoot. That's a problem. Because that means that we have something else in the area. Get him again. Pursue. This thing might very well get flared. Nope. Unfortunately, it's a bit late. Because now we've got lots of missiles coming in. So, I better get ready to receive. Turn on the air search. Go on. What the hell? Krim, air search. It's a lot of harpoons. Thankfully, I have an Udaloy, and an Udaloy is a fantastic platform in order to defeat missiles. It's not perfect, but it's a hell of a platform. I really think that I actually managed to hit my own aircraft somehow. No idea how, because they were flying next to each other as wingmen, not as opponents. So, yeah. Yeah, the Admiral knows that there's vampires coming their way. Yeah, we hit the other flogger. Come on, how? Also, if there's one B-52, I wonder if there's more. At the moment, I only have another couple of short-range AA-8s. So I gotta close to 5 miles in order to get a hit on any target there. Well, that's gonna be fun. We're just gonna have to wait for those missiles to get into range. And then let loose. Here it goes, we're spotting the first of those harpoons. We're letting loose with the missiles and the guns. And I know that this Udaloy is probably capable of catching every single one of those missiles. But it's a big, big, big wave. There's what? There's 16 of them? Not sure what's taking them so long. Are you not in actual range yet? Oh, okay, fine. We'll have to try and do our best here. SAN-1's coming off of the Krim. Unfortunately, the Rogov... Well, it actually can't defend itself. It's got the Geckos and the Grails. Get your air search into play. The Grail's short-range defense. Here we go. Now the Udaloy is joining the fight. Look at her go. Look at her go. We've intercepted a bunch of missiles so far. Yeah, that's pretty much all the missiles there gone. Yeah, so now we have to worry about the ones in the north. Suez. Oh, there's one coming in close. No! Rogov took a hit. That's possibly the end of her. Damage control. Moderate flooding. No, moderate hull damage, slight flooding, but 3 hefty fires. I think we're going to be losing this ship. So, that still leaves me with the Filchenkov and the Ismail, and we still have to get 2 ships towards the landing area. You still have propulsion? That's a secondary explosion. And if we're transporting military material, there's a fairly good chance that the whole thing is going to go up in flames, because we got enough combustible material aboard the ship anyway. Okay, the whole convoy. I want you to start moving ahead standard. The Rogov is going to get kicked from the formation. Arguably, that could be the most important ship, because it's actually the landing ship. But, okay. That's the one that didn't survive. Where was your Sea-Wiz? Inoperable now, yeah, sure, but where was it? Here. Starboard side of the bow. And they did fire. Didn't actually get the kills. So we're going to be decorating, apparently, this part of the waters with a couple more T-72s. Not what we had in mind, but okay. Estimated time of arrival, about 3 hours from now. Sonobuoy Net coming up again. And let's see what else is awaiting us in the future. As we continued our journey, there were no further air, surface, or subsurface contacts. It seems that the Norwegians sent a fairly small group after us in the form of those 4 missile boats and 1 submarine, and maybe got a little bit of assistance from the Americans with just 1 B-52. If they really wanted to take us out, they're going to have to try a little harder. Unfortunately, we are losing the Rogov. She went down. So the Rogov is not going to be delivering any of her supplies to the target area. So be it. There can be made a case for, did you really need the K493 in this particular mission? Arguably, yes. Because thanks to the K493, I was able to detect those fast attack boats early. Without the submarine there, I still would have been able to detect them, sure enough. But I would have had probably a helicopter up there in order to use its own radar and detect those things from afar. It would have worked. I still would have probably come out on top. But having a submarine out there as a forward observation platform, even if it doesn't have to shoot anything, is definitely still valuable. I hope you guys enjoyed the scenario. I'm looking forward to the next one. I shall see you guys there soon. Our ASW efforts have completely failed. Probably because the AI seems to still be relying on helicopters, which may or may not drop sonobuoys. I'm not sure. There, the Perry knows what's up. And the De Wert over there has dropped a noisemaker. If they know, then the rest of them are probably going to be aware.